Hey guys, so today is going to be my first Talk About It Tuesday. You guys know I love coming up with these series and they're always so popular and I kind of like flag with them, and I really wanted to combine like the bright life and girl problems all together and do a weekly-ish Tuesday episode where we can talk about lots of different topics and you guys can come in and send your suggestions of what you guys want me to have a chat with you about. But I was asked this question by one of my viewers on my Facebook page. They asked me how am I able to kind of combine all the different things that I do with my life and like stay on top of things. And I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of the time I can be a headless chicken, or I say I was a headless chicken a lot of the time, and I ended up being very, very stressed out and very, very tired. I realized being organized is like an essential to living a happy life, girls. And I say this especially to the girls because you know we're always multitasking and we got a bunch of stuff we gotta get done. So how do we get organized to achieve that? So my first tip is actually put the first things first. Sounds really, really simple, but you might not realize that you're not actually doing this. You wake up in the morning, you go on your Instagram, you're scrolling through, you're on Twitter, you're on Facebook, you're on everything else, right? And then you realize you're running late for work and you're rushing. And I found that I was doing that all the time. I was just not prioritizing the things that were important to do, and I was just doing other things that was supposedly, oh, it's just a 5-minute thing, I'll be done in a second. And by the time you do all these 5-minute tasks, 2 or 3 hours have gone by and the thing that is really important to do is actually not been done. If you're someone who can discipline yourself enough to say, I'm not going to do that thing, although I really, really want to do it, and instead you do the hard thing first, you are going to be a lot more organized and a lot more relaxed. You'll find that it feels so good to have done the biggest and the hardest task, and then everything else that you've got to do next seems like a doddle. So put the first things first. The next thing is get a diary. A diary is essential. Like, I can't live without my diary. I use a diary all the time. Like, and maybe not a big one like this. This is a new one. But you can either get the diaries with the calendars in it. For me, I just stick with the notepads, and I have sections in my notepads which tell me every single thing that I've got to do, or areas which might be from home to YouTube to work. You section things off and even have an area for like dawdling ideas. The great thing about having a diary or a notebook is that you're able to prioritize, write a whole list of things in that diary or in that notepad, and then what you can do is pick out the key things that you have to do. I have this thing where I try not to do too much, which sounds really crazy, but I only try to achieve 3 tasks a day. Because if you've got a to-do list with 50,000 things on it, and it can be quite overwhelming. You're like, oh my God, I've got all this to do, and you actually end up doing nothing. Of my big task list, I basically write down 3 things, or I pull out 3 things from that task list and say, these 3 things are the 3 things that I want to achieve today. But you're not going to know what you want to achieve in a day if you haven't written it down. This is going to sound very obvious as well, but I say get a calendar. Being able to write and plan out what you're going to do for the rest of the year, even if it's in pencil and you're not sure, it just gives you perspective. Sometimes if you can't see what's going to happen tomorrow or next week, you kind of run around like a headless chicken. But if you've got it all in front of you, you can sit in front of it with a cup of tea and look at yourself, feeling very, very proud that you know what's going on. And you'll also find that with the calendar, it lets you know where you've got some breaks to maybe do something extra, have some extra time, see some friends and family, you know, or go on holiday or whatever. When it comes to physical organization, my tip is that everything should have a place. Now, this can take a really long time, and you know, I've been going through this process when it came to this closet room. But if you're someone who can define where everything should go or should be, you'll never lose anything. If you know that this drawer is always the underwear drawer, and this drawer is always the jeans drawer, and this drawer is always the jewelry drawer, you will always know where everything should be at any given time. When you can compartmentalize your life and have things in place and in an order, it really does get easier. I'll be real with you guys. I'm messy. I'm really messy. Like, not dirty, but messy. Like, my clothes are flung all over. And if you're like me, you film videos, you'll understand that you have mess everywhere all the time. But it's much easier to clear that mess up and make a lot less mess when everything has a place. My next tip is cut out the time wasting. You will find that in life, a lot of the times why you're disorganized or you're late for things is because you're probably wasting your time on something you're not meant to be doing, or something that does not add any value back to your life. And this is something, again, that I really found I was doing, which was wasting my time, social media, watching telly. Well, I don't really watch telly, but doing things that I just don't really need to be doing. And what you really need to do is identify your time wasters. Now, for me, I found the majority of the thing that I wasted my time on was the thing that I love the most, which is YouTube. I might be watching beauty videos, or I might be watching cat videos, or I might be watching, you know, some really weird things on YouTube. The thing about YouTube is that I love it. It is my, you know, my baby, but at the same time it drains so much energy from me. But work out what is your time drainers, what's getting in the way of you doing something productive, or doing that thing that you really needed to do for weeks and weeks and weeks, and is sitting in, you know, a list somewhere screaming, help me. So, but what I would suggest is that, not that you necessarily cut things out, but set a time to do those time wasting things. Everybody needs a break. Everybody wants to watch What's in My Bag video once in a while. You can do that, but maybe you set a time or a day in the week where you do that. And that's a great way to stop the time wasting encroaching into your precious time that you need to work with. But finally, what you really need to do is allow some time to be crazy. Allow some time to not have a schedule, or to do what you want to do, be random and be crazy, and set some time to do that. So I know that Friday nights I ain't doing anything serious. Don't ask me no questions. If I want to sleep, I'm going to sleep. If I'm going to watch Brave like I did last night, then I'm going to watch Brave. If I'm going to eat cake in front of Friday night TV, then that's what I'm going to do. And you have to at least give yourself something to look forward to after doing all your hard, organized work. But guys, I wanted to let you know that I've teamed up with Audible to offer you guys a 1 month free trial of an audiobook of your own choosing. All you need to do is go to the site and register. And I'm becoming more and more of a book lover, and a lot of the stuff that I have mentioned in this video is because I've been reading and I've been trying to be the best me that I can possibly be. So make sure you check out the link, it's in my description bar below. It's really good. If you don't necessarily like sitting down reading books, you can actually listen to them, and they've got such a huge selection of books as well. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video, and please let me know in the comments below of what you would like to see next. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.